to be better than prosecutors. Financial investigators are better than criminal investigators, and vice versa. You have to be measured. You have to be tolerant, and you have to be understanding. And I think that has been how I have conducted myself.
Some people say that those who are consultative, they tend to be indecisive.
Consultation does not mean indecisiveness. Mm-hmm. In an environment such as ours, the first 2 years were consultative.
Okay.
Since IDAC became permanent in 19 August 2024, trust me, Minister, we have to be decisive. We are permanent. What do we need to do? We were given an opportunity 2 years prior to map the landscape. We are decisive in the things we do.
Okay. Let's move to the next segment, which is segment 5, section 5. You have indicated here you have not been suspended for any position. You've never been subjected to any disciplinary process.
Correct.
Can I confirm that? In terms of your office, in NPA, we've got the Office of Ethics and Accountability. Have you been reported there?
I did receive a letter yesterday. That as a result of the complaints, one of those was escalated to the Office of Ethics and Accountability. I'm not sure what was sent to them. I just received a letter, Minister, that said, we have received a complaint. We will not be looking at it. It has been escalated to the Office of the Minister. But that was yesterday. I cannot give you details. I do apologize. That is what I got.
The ethics office didn't look at it.
The ethics office looked at it and said they will not be conducting a pre-investigation. The matter is referred to the Office of the Minister.
Okay. I have not received it. We'll look into it. But as far as we know, there's nothing that currently has been lodged. Okay. And in terms of a complaint brought to you against anybody, you are saying none. Are you a member of anybody?
No, Minister. Except for, I think as prosecutors we are automatically members of the Legal Practice Council. But, I should say, way back when, prosecutors were asked to be members of a union. I am a member of a labor union. I have been since 2000, as are all prosecutors. I think whether you're at the PSA or wherever it is you are affiliated. But that is a membership. I don't know if I don't want to miss anything.
IDAC is allowed for you to be a member of a labor, you know.
Not
senior management that is not supposed to be members of labor?
I know that we all, I know many of us way back, I think this happened in 2000. I'll have to check my membership. I've never used it, Minister, to be clear. I've never had cause to use it.
My understanding is that the minute you become a head, you shouldn't be, because you are now part of the employer.
Yes, I've not used it, and I don't know. If something has to be rectified, of course I'll rectify it. Not having used it, Prof, I'm not sure what the rules would have been.
I just want to check, when you say you've been a member since 2000, surely there are interactions if you're a member. Either you pay or you get correspondence, or are you saying it's a dormant membership?
I have only back in 2000 when I became a member. I know that it goes off my salary, but there haven't been communications because I've not needed to communicate, and they haven't communicated with me.
And it's still deducted up until now?
I'm sure that it still is.
Okay.
I don't want to say no. Then someone looks in my salary advice and it is. I will look, and Minister, I take your point. And I think it falls away in the sense of I've never used it, it's there. I do understand my responsibilities, forming part of a management where I'm an employer, and I will make sure that if that is an issue, that must be rectified.
I'm trying to check. We tend to be more vigilant for our own bank statements, so that even that 99 cents that is deducted for
Yes.
apps, you mean you haven't checked?
No, I'm saying I'm sure it is still being deducted, but I have no communication over and beyond the deduction from my salary.
Okay.
Thanks, Minister. Advocate Johnson, we have to get this one clear. you not having that engagement with the union
Yes.
does not impact on the validity of membership. You're saying you are a member, so the fact that there is no, you have never accessed the membership benefits,
Not at all.
that is actually irrelevant in as far as the validity of your membership is concerned.
Understood.
And now I just wanted to understand, is it your position that you were not aware that as a manager, senior manager, you are actually not supposed to be part of a union?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
And hi, Advocate Johnson.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm good, ma'am.
Thank you. And you are saying your specialty has been labor law in the main,
No, criminal law.
criminal law?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Only
So
criminal.
labor law came in only when you're representing or dealing with NPA labor law matters?
Yes, and in all of those, I have only chaired in the labor law matters. I have not represented any employee in the labor law matters, given that as a senior manager, I saw that as an impediment, and we had long debates about those back in the day. But I had only chaired in labor matters of the NPA.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
This is interesting. Advocate Johnson, you are a lawyer, right?
Sure.
And for all intents and purposes, if you were to chair any disciplinary hearing, there would be two parties there.
Correct?
And for all intents and purposes, one would be represented by an employer representative or an employee representative.
Correct.
Didn't you get curious, having signed the form at one point, about the fact that there is this relationship that you have with this body that actually appears before you as a chairperson in a hearing, and you are a manager, senior manager in the space? Didn't it occur to you, at least for you to be a little curious?
I haven't been, and I know that it's
Sorry about that.
sorry, I do not want this to seem as though it's a glib answer. It isn't a glib answer. It didn't occur to me because I was just doing what was within the mandate and what was expected of me. I chaired the disciplinary knowing that I had to be objective on all fronts. Who appears should not be relevant. It is the evidence that is placed before you. That is all that I could and did adjudicate on. If you start to wonder about parties, you make yourself prejudiced and biased to the process and should therefore recuse yourself.
No, Ms. Johnson. That's not even my point. My point is simply, you are a member of this union, you have joined it. And my colleague sitting there has said to you, the fact that you have joined this union means that there would be deductions, whether you received service or not, it's not the issue. All that I was at least interested in from you in this context is, having been a senior manager for that long, didn't it occur to you that for all intents and purposes, I've been a member of one of these unions, not on the basis of whether you like or you dislike any of the parties or you have to believe or not believe them, because that was not the part you had to adjudicate. What you had to adjudicate is the complaint that is before you, not the persons that are before you.
Correct.
But then I wanted to understand, that's why I asked you, didn't it occur to you to be curious one day, to just wonder, what happened with my membership with this union for the past 25 years? That's all that I'm asking you.
No, sir, unfortunately I didn't.
No, that's fine. Thanks.
Chair. No, thank you so much. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
It's very interesting because, I just want to ask you a question. Is it the same if you're in a disciplinary hearing and the person is in front of you, the union rep is there, is it the same union or is it a different union? Are all the staff members in that unit of where you are how many unions? Perhaps I should ask how many unions are there, because the ACE will be a majority union, and which will be recognized. And if you're a member of that union, and there appears to be a disciplinary hearing, and here you sit and you chair, and there's a union rep, and there's the union member, and you're also union member. Doesn't that constitute a gross conflict of interest?
So, just to be clear, sir, I think the last disciplinary I chaired is well over 10 years ago. And I cannot remember which union would have appeared. But what I can say is in the past 10 years, I haven't chaired any disciplinary matters. And I am not aware of the memberships of the staff at IDEC. I think the only one that I am aware of, only because staff would indicate the PSA is having a meeting, and they would usually go to the head office at the VGM. But I'm not aware of their affiliations, to be clear.
Thank you very much. In these disciplinary hearings, there usually would be a declaration of interest up front. And I'm sure you might have gone through that exercise. And at that point, even if it's 10 years ago, did it occur to you that you'd also say, I'm a member of a union, even if my membership I'm no longer actively aware of? That's one. And also, as senior managers, when you are negotiating salary, unions are negotiating this or that percent, didn't you take interest that my union is bargaining for this salary? Yes, I'm a senior manager, and so forth. What will be the outcomes and so on? Or even unions coming to say, as a member, would like you to advise us on A, B, C, D, E.
So on the second point about the salaries, you will find, Prof, if you speak to people at the NPA and colleagues who'd come with me a long way, that was one of the lesser things I did worry about. And I hadn't ever been approached by any union, let alone the one for which I have a membership. I left salary issues. As a senior manager, that had always been my take. If there is a salary progression to be given, we will be told by the NPA. I didn't engage. I never asked anyone to engage on my behalf either, not in all of my career, because that isn't why I was at the NPA. I am aware of colleagues who would have, but I didn't. And quite a few of us, by the way, I'm not a saint, quite a few of us did not, because the work came first. In terms of the first question, Prof, I honestly cannot recall. I know that we had to sign forms. I just cannot tell you which ones I would have signed at the time. But if it is an issue of contention, I would rather go back and look at it than give an answer that I'm not confident of.
Let's move on to this one. Let's move on. I'd like to go through the form section 6 on the financial and proprietor. Can I confirm that you hold no directorship?
Correct.
Nor any business interest?
None.
Okay. And you have declared that there's no health issues that would impede you from doing any of your work?
None.
I don't know if it's me who's mistaken, but I noticed on number 4 you didn't tick. Have you ever had civil judgments, maintenance order, debt review order?
Not. I think
you
that's
don't have?
Yes.
Yeah, because I see there on 9 I didn't have that, so I wanted to check that one.
None.
Okay. I think that's the questionnaire we had with you. Then I'll move to the next segment of our questions that will come also link even to performance, which other members will follow. Now, you've just taken us through what you are doing at IDEC and having to lay the foundation for 2 years, and therefore since 2024, formally starting to even fill the vacancies and closing. If you can take us through the vision, should you be appointed as an NDPP What are the issues that we'll have to deal with, and how will you respond?